wanna get to know you better. This Christmas, and as I trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer. You, this Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes outshine the town, they do. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Shake your hand, shake your hand, shake your hand.
Merry Christmas.
There we go. The sun is now shining on the sun. Good day, everybody. Hold on, let me do some more technical tweaking here. There we go. All right, that's better. Uh, yeah, I had to set up my mic the right way. Well, y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is definitely Alkebulan Inspirational Sunday here in the last week before Christmas. The last week before Christmas. It was the last week before Christmas, and all through my house was no spirit stirring, not even a mouse. When I'm trying to tell you, this is a different type of Christmas here. And so today I decided to put together, compared to where I was last year and where I'm at this year. Last year was a whole different feeling. Um, according to who was working with Christmas, working on the live stream, working on everything. A lot of my foundation has changed since last Christmas. So in this Christmas, just before the our holy season started, things started being flipped upside down in my world, and it threw me completely off. And I'm like scrapping and scrounging and fighting and trying to figure out the whole planet and my purpose in it. And that's different when you have individuals trying to struggle to figure out their purpose in the world. That's when things get even real cloudy for us. And so I was there. And so coming up with the concept, I came up with the concept last week and still couldn't stream it. My streams have gotten far and few between because of what was happening internally. And then realizing that between Christmas and February are the biggest months where you have depression build up. And if I can tell you that, yeah, people don't see it. I don't show it well. I think I barely show it at all. But the way you can tell is you won't see me. The way you can tell, if you start seeing me look fragmented, then you know I'm going through something. I can sit in a group of people, have great conversation, and they don't know. Right. So I had to come up with an experience where we're talking about the season in a different way, right? Whole different season. So we're going to change the approach. Or we're not going to change the approach, but this is for, I wrote this for those individuals who have a difficult time finding spirit in the Christmas season, or, the experience. Why? Because we have traditional Christians that watch us. And I'm not, you know, I'm on the borderline with traditional Christians. And you have those advanced, conscious minded Christians. And I had a friend of mine talk to me before and said, "Do you believe in a conscious Christian?" I said, "Absolutely, because I'm one." Right? You have those Afro spiritual individuals who have thrown away the concept of westernized Christianity. And for black folk, that's traditional Christianity. I'm advanced. Right, and we'll explain the difference, and we can have that conversation this week on the African Speaks. Woo! That's one to have. And then you have Muslims that watch, individuals, who are not Christian at all. Muslims, Buddhists. You have quite a few people who watch around the country, who watch in the city in with I'm with that I'm in. And then you have those who are on the bridge. They want to walk away from Christianity and they want to embrace traditional spiritualists. Those Afro Christians are those who, Afro spiritualists, who are those who are focusing only on African traditional practices, right? And so I said, let me create an experience that we all can share in, because I needed it. I needed it. And so normally we're always discussing Advent, right? And Advent is a part of that. It's the coming of something, the development of something. I know previously we've always talked about Christmas as the Advent season as the coming of the co-creators, and I always do a attribute of the co-creator series during the holiday season, and that's for those advanced spiritual Christians who understand that there's a different level of depth to this story than what's been given. Right? You got the Jesus the Messiah story. You have now it's a whole the commercialized version of the season. And then you have individuals who be like, huh, it's not, let's not even use it at all. They just throw it away. And so we look at it different, so that we make sure that we get the most out of the period in which we're existing in. And so the Advent sees the coming of the co-creator, and there's always three parts to the series, always three parts of the series. And every year I try to do it different. And so the first part is looking in the mirror. So again, it's not looking outside of somebody other than yourself. The Advent season, the season of Christmas, and of course we're down at the third right now because we're still in Advent season. But for us, it is looking in the mirror. It is finding out who you are. You. Because that is the co-creator. Understanding that you are a co-creator. God has manifested to you and to do things on this world that creates something wonderful. Then the second part of it is into the mind of the heart. Wow. God said guard your heart more than anything else, because from your heart you do things. This is where you think. If you believe something in your heart, not in your head, but in your heart, there's a certain intensity in which you approach life. And so there were things in my heart, for me last year, the way I came into the last year, with and how I was functioning the last year, that was deeply in my heart, and I never thought that it would fade. And things fade, people fade, community fades. It happens, and adjusting to it is not always easy. But when you believe something about what you see in the mirror, things in your heart will always, after a while, take root. And then you have that step three, the gift inside. And so I shaped it to, and as I sat down and I was going through my own turmoil of the holiday season, trying to grab some spirit somewhere, I sat down and I had the gift inside, and it started ringing. I started putting all three of these together. Why? And came up with the concept, and got to get it, the season of becoming. Christmas is the season of becoming. Mm. With all of that, when you're looking in the mirror, you're examining the things that you have in your heart. You're looking at you're trying to deal with the gifts within. Mm. You're becoming. We always say that it is the Christmas is the season where we uh, give birth to our deeper understanding of the God that is in us, and that's all of us. And so in that journey, this is not just like Lent is a resurrection of who you are, but Christmas season is a mission of becoming something greater than you can perceive. Mm. And so I had to pull apart. So if I, again, if I was a 100%, if I keep it 100, I'm not. I won't even placate this. If, man, please. If you ask me to be real with you, yeah, y'all see I'm sipping. I got my special tea going on. Yeah, soursop. I did a leaf. I'm back in my herbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm woo. Why? Because I got to keep it 100. I can say I flatlined. Yes. During the holiday season, when energy is so high, I literally flatlined in terms of the spirit, until there was until something happened to one of the Keebaland alumni, and of course, on automatic, I switch gears. I switch gears and I go into God has got me in this on this planet for a reason mode, but that doesn't mean I was able to deal with the things that I was. It helped me run from it. It helped me run from things internally. If I keep it 100, this holiday season was difficult. Wam Digit had Wamuiru put on a experience, and if y'all see the sun moving across, it was over here and now it's over here. Yeah, the sun is shining on the sun. Woo! Let's go. And so Wamuiru put together one year called something called the Blue Christmas, where people feel sad. Kids, y'all may feel sad, your cousins may feel sad, your mom and daddy may feel sad. And so, what is the reason? And I was literally, man, just days becoming Mr. Scrooge. Man, please. I was like, woo, that was me, Black Scrooge. Can you imagine this not happening in my life? Boy, woo. And it started clicking after a while. It started clicking. What I started realizing was the things that was happening that was keeping me from understanding that this is a season of becoming was the distractions that were all around me. Mm. The distractions that were all around me. And distractions can be people, it can be situations and circumstances, you know, uh, things. Your car broke down, or somebody broke your PlayStation, you know what I mean? Finances, that's a situation. Uh, and so there was some distractions, there's some losses in my community. Mm. There's some losses in my personal life. Mm. And those emotions can be distractions if you don't understand them. Not only that, and so I'm Scrooging out. I was Scrooging out from the distractions. And so even that, for those who are non-Christian, right? And I don't celebrate that holiday. That's a distraction too. Your lack of information on how to utilize energy so you can benefit from it. Where you not taking, I want to get away from what? The lies of Christmas. Ain't that something? I want to get away from the lies of Christmas. So then you don't there is nothing that you pull from the experience whatsoever, but you got to understand that is also a distraction because this is a season that you could use for the sake of becoming. If you realize the story that is being told for the holiday season and you put a spiritual spin on it using your intellect, your reasoning, your understanding, because sometimes, and so when we dealing with that becoming what? Who God made you. It's that rise of the African. And so again, for me, after a while, for some of us, it could be the season itself. It could be the fact that "Man, I don't want to believe in a paganistic holiday. Ain't that something? Because that's how it's being brought up. A paganistic holiday where a European commercialized experience, all these money you spending. That's true. And so all those things that make it a negative experience where you can't get to what it's about are loud distractions. Hmm. Loud distractions. When you got a season of, when you look at it as a season of becoming, season of becoming. Yeah, I can tell you in this process, I wasn't feeling none of it. The distractions in my life was winning. Loud as all outdoors, and I couldn't shut it off. And I can tell when I can't shut it off because I'm not productive. My brother said, be careful who you let in your circle because they can destroy your level of creativity. My brother Benjamin, one love, Benny. Benjamin says you got to be careful who you let in your circle because they will destroy your connection, your wisdom, everything that you have. It can offset it so that you're not functioning at your fullest potential. I didn't understand that it would mess up me dealing in the season of becoming. And so what do you do with those distractions? You got to do your best to silence them. And so in that space, I had to, uh, and I can say within the last, literally last, because I created this, the concept of this came last Sunday, but I wasn't emotionally prepared to even deal with it, talk about it, or share it. Just wasn't. So much is happening, and everybody in our community knows the two things. Well, three was in my community, direct community, and there's something happened in my personal life. And so, it's a big shakeup. And I had to quiet those. The last 24 hours, I really spent the entire Saturday shutting off the distractions, shutting off the distractions, because I'm trying to get to the experience where I'm enjoying the season of becoming. Wow. Yes, me. And in that space, I had to go back to all the lessons learned. So if you're having a problem with the holiday season, you're having a problem with getting into Christmas. If things, I remember when I was a kid and I got on punishment just before Christmas because my grades were bad. I was a Scrooge, a Afro Scrooge that Christmas. If I tell the story, high school, senior year, Mom Dukes was like, you ain't getting nothing. I only wanted one gift, which was a bomber jacket. And she was like, no. And because of my grades. And so I was off. Just like this year, I was off. Back then, I didn't have the tools I needed to pull me through so that I can experience something greater. Right? And this is for those who, because our kids are excited, but I want you to understand why you're excited. And we're going to get to that. But for those who have been struggling, you got to tap back into the lessons learned. You got to tap into your lessons learned. And some of us may not know anything other than what we know. So we're going to give you something new. I know for me, I had to tap in. I had to start eating different. I had to sleep and then put something in my head different than what the noise was. Because once you quiet the distractions, you then have to put something in you that will offset your thoughts and start planting deeper seeds and then uprooting the seeds that were keeping you from distracted from having this experience, which we call the season of becoming, right? The Advent season is the co-created season. Christmas is the pinnacle of this Advent season, which is the season of becoming. And so tapping into the lessons that I learned, wow, the teacher had to become the student again. And so most of these times when I'm teaching these classes and I'm having these conversations, it's not just because these are the things that I know. Or not even the things that I know. These are the lessons and the informations that the ancestors are giving me. I had friends witness, man. They in seconds, wake up Sunday, uh, after a busy Saturday. This happened previous this year, and teaching two classes on Saturdays, and before my first major spiritual emotional distraction hit, and then I stopped those classes. Y'all could have seen it. If y'all could have saw the decline in productivity. It was the distractions building up in my life where I couldn't keep a hold of what God needed me to do. So then the teacher had to become the student. I had to listen to myself. I had to listen to prayer because there was nobody I felt that I could call. Mm, ain't that something? And we live in a community where, that's supposed to happen. Mm, well, it was nobody I felt that I could call. So I had to become a student of my own voice, meaning that I had to ask the ancestors that spoke to me, that helped me develop the lessons, to speak back through me. Let me listen. So, Brother Ajay, I'm human. I'm human. I'm human. And so, again, after a while, you have to become the student, have to become the teacher. Then the teacher becomes a student, and then the student becomes a teacher, and the teacher becomes a student. Then the student becomes a teacher, and a teacher. That is a lifelong journey. So, kids, if y'all listening, don't ever make it think that you'll never learn anything. But in that process of student teacher, I had to slowly begin to believe that I'm in the season of becoming. What am I becoming? I'm becoming the gift that God sent to this planet. And when you're sitting down, that there's something inside me that has to come out, but it is the world's job to keep you from getting there. It is the world's job to keep you from getting there. In this season of becoming, in the season of finding out who you are in the Creator. Woo! That's what this is. That's why you share. That's why you give. Well, you say, Jay, Wellamore Jay, what am I becoming as I go closer and closer and closer to Christmas morning? On Christmas morning, what am I looking for as I see, as I begin to unlock the gift? What am I supposed to see? You, and this is the hardest part when you're unlocking those gifts. After a while, you get to that point where you realize you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. And I had to say to myself, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. And so you say, what is your ancestors' wildest dreams? So when we talk about the ancestors, we're talking about a Messiah. When you look at that lesson, Israel was looking for something to come, someone to come amongst them, a Messiah. Somebody who was aware that God is within, God is without, and God has us on a mission to access gifts. And so this season of becoming is the season of going inward, where you're looking at yourself, where you are analyzing who you are. You're understanding that you are a co-creator. I'm becoming something different than I was the weeks before Christmas. Christmas morning is the birth of my deepest understanding of my relationship with the Creator, with the ancestors. Israel was waiting for somebody to be the star in their community and for their people. They were waiting for somebody to be a star in their family. They were waiting for their star, that child, somebody to come in and make changes to the world in which they live. The season of becoming the Messiah that God called you to be. Right? That's that light that Umi says. Y'all hear the music behind. I didn't turn it off, but this is that thing. It is becoming the Messiah in you. And so, Messiah. Am I Jesus? You're Jesus in your own right. Why? Because everybody was born with an anointing on them, within them. Everybody has a job. Messiah means anointed one. What were you anointed to do? God said, I knew you before I formed you in the womb. And I consecrated you at birth. Your journey was blessed. You was brought here for a reason. You wasn't born in a sin. You was born in the power. With the opportunity to sin if you choose to. But if you choose not to, you can do that. In that space, you're a Messiah. That is what your wildest dreams of your ancestors were. That there will be something from us that comes out of us to resolve the situations in which we live in. We were looking, and we are looking this holiday season for that agent of change. Shine your light, agent of change. Our ancestors who have gone through troubles ever since they took over the continent have been we've been having problems. And even those who are Afro spiritual, those who are Muslims and don't see Jesus as the finishing part of God, I understand. Those who are on the bridge and don't know which way to go. Do I go back to Christianity? Do I become a Jewish, Buddhist, whatever other religious discipline? Do I go Afro spiritual? Do I go back to Ifa, Igbo? What do I do? Regardless what you do, you become the Messiah according to what gifts has God placed in you. That's what this season is about. That's what it is. I mean, I had some conversations with some people, old alumni members who are now Afro spiritual, who wants to denounce the season of becoming, like they never heard the teachings coming from our faith. An agent of change is what your ancestors prayed for. So you don't throw away the entire season because it's been paganized. It's been Europeanized. You take it and you Afrotize it. My word, just made up. This is Revelation coming out now live. It's been you Afrotize the season. Because we need a change agent. We need the Messiah in you to straight up come out. That's what this is about. So you could change the entire world. Woo! Can you imagine what it's like if you realize that those gifts, the star on top of the tree, is you? The star on top of the tree is you. That evergreen tree. Meaning that you are always in season. The God in you is always in season. The God in you will never stop. The God in you will never cease. Even after you transition over to the spiritual realm, you are everlasting. Regardless of how you make your transition, you are always everlasting. And that's for those who are having issues with one of the situations in our community. We power and energy don't stop. It recycles. And you, the star on top of that tree, you are the light of the life that black people were praying for. to change our situations and circumstances. Those gifts are a reminder that you are the gift. There is something that is in you. So as you unwrap the gift every Christmas, for those who are the youngest of us, to those who are the oldest of us, if I give you a gift, I'm celebrating the God in you. I'm celebrating the gift in you. I'm celebrating the love that you have brought to my life or to the world. Period. That's what this is about. It is becoming. And so when we are detached from it, we are no longer becoming. Who can we celebrate you as on Christmas morning? Will you be the Messiah that your ancestors have reached for, have prayed for, have asked for, to help us be change agents in multiple communities, going across the world, changing everything. So when I ask you, coming soon, what's coming soon? You are. Woo! Christmas morning is right around the corner. In the season of becoming, where you sit down and you see your parents put up the lights, or parents, you're putting up the lights and you're putting that star up top. I need you to realize that it's not just you that you're celebrating. It's at the season of love. But what is that? That's the love that God placed in all of us. I'm becoming that love, and I'm using that love as a purpose, for a purpose. To be that light that God called. It's coming soon. Christmas, I got one last week left, and I'm asking, I get emotional because I've been thrown so far off. Woo! I woke up this morning in a different spirit behind my ritual. Man, had lit my candles, said my prayers, called my ancestors. Then after I finished that, I went down on my knees and prayed to God direct. Then I went to my crystal altar and I meditated on my altar. Visualization, letting my imagination go and blow. Man, I can't wait to show y'all. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start showing y'all what's coming for Christmas. The next year, we about to get it. So it's coming soon. And sometimes God doesn't need the whole season to do what he's going to do. God doesn't need the whole season. The whole season of Advent before Christmas. You give God 24 hours, which is what I did yesterday. And in front of y'all, I can tell you I've been running from the Creator, because he's saying, come home, my Jay. Come home, my Jay. World has got you messed up. Come home, my Jay. And I wasn't listening. But Christmas is coming soon, and I had to get it together. Christmas, young people, coming soon. So you got to get it together. Parents, Christmas is coming soon. It's more than just you celebrating your children because of Jesus. Your kids are the reason for the season. They are the messiahs that we asked for. You are the reason for the season. The love of God is in you. Christmas is coming soon. So I got one question about Christmas coming soon. You coming with it? Is that the faith? You coming? Is you coming? Huh? You coming? Or you gonna be there? You're not gonna be there? I'm gonna be there, because I wanna be there. I wanna be there. I want you to be there. You gonna be there? I'm gonna be there. So are we gonna be there? And that's the question you have to ask. Are you coming? You coming? You coming? Are you going to allow yourself to release yourself to the ancestors and the Creator, so that you can be aware, you can unwrap when you run to that tree and you see the lights on it, the lower lights of your ancestors? Come on. Let me break some analogy to you. The lower lights of your ancestors, that shining star is you. What? God planted the tree. God raised the tree up. Why? So that we could be the light of the world. Are you coming? This Christmas, I expect multiple kids to understand who they are in God. I expect the joy and love that they have when you celebrate them. Even if you don't have a gift for your kids and finances may be an issue, even if you don't get the gift that you wanted because finances are an issue, COVID should not take the joy and the love of the season away, because you are becoming, despite your situations, despite your circumstances, you are becoming. When you surrender, the teacher had to become the student. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm praying within right now. I'm not saying this just for you. I'm saying this for us, because we are becoming. And I can guarantee you this, those who are listening and those who may watch later, what's happening? Yeah, next year, I'm coming for everything that God said we couldn't have, or they said that we couldn't have, and everything that God said we deserve. I'm coming for it. I'm coming for it in a way that y'all ain't. Ooh, we coming for it. We building up alliances now, real alliances now, real experiences now. And I'm gonna start dropping them. I should have posted one. Sip and Tell, all black everything community conversations. I have the graphic design and everything. It's coming. The Garvey games, right? The battles, gaming is coming. The Gathering, yep. The Gathering, spiritual connection across genres and spiritual systems. It's coming. There's so much collaborative effort that is happening. We coming for everything. A world experience of black unity, of youthful unity, where no kid is left behind, no parent is left out there struggling to figure it out, and no teacher, nobody to teach to. Nobody's an island. Everybody comes together. Who is the pastor's pastor? That's my man. I got to get him up here if I can. He's a bad brother. He's a bad brother. No, he's not in my church community. He's a traditional Christian, and we have differences. But he's definitely the pastor's pastor, I feel. He preaches to a pastor, minister. It's time to become the Messiah God called you to be. Using the gifts, the anointed gifts that God gave you. He's anointed. He's anointed to do that. You can tell someone who's anointed when they go at something, and you just marvel by what they do and who they are. We are all messiahs in our own rights and our own levels when we tap into who God has called us to be. Ain't that something? The anointed one. And for us, the anointed one is us. It's not an individual. It's a people. Rise up and let us see what we produce. Because I'm not waking up Christmas morning without the clear understanding that I am my ancestors' wildest dream. Not because I say so, but because of what I produce. I have a friend out there who is running away from the Creator and everything that God called her to do. Running hard. And I'm going in the wilderness, and I'm going to make sure I get her back. I have individuals who have made transitions, and I feel them every day saying, fight, Dajay. Fight for us. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have a church screaming, we need to move forward. Help us move forward. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's what we're going to do. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams because we accept the Messiah charge to being anointed in the call that we're here to produce and do. Period. And with that, if I bring you into Christmas moment. We see the lights on the tree, the fireplace, the peace, joy, love. That's how we share amongst each other, because we are becoming all that God has called us to be and do. So now when you listen to these Christmas songs, imagine experiencing yourself giving these gifts because you see someone closer, even more closer to the God in them. You acknowledge it within yourself that I'm becoming what God has made me. The anointed part of what God anointed me to do on this earth, I'm becoming that. That's the season. That's the meaning of the season. For those who are acknowledging that it has been destroyed according to European hands in an Afro spiritual experience. Let us continue to become and enjoy the holiday season. Y'all may see me every day this week fighting so that Christmas morning I can say to the Creator, I did everything for 365 days. Yet again, everything that you called me to be and do. I became more of Aj, the messenger of God. It is my turn. Stand as a nation because God is with us. That's my name. I'm becoming that. And I hope you become who you're called to be. With that being said, one love and happy holidays. Happy holy days. I see you on Becoming Day. One.
People making lists, buying special gifts, taking time to be kind to one and all. It's that time of year when good friends are dear, and you wish you could give more than just presents from a store. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Oh, even the man who has everything would be so happy if you would bring him love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. People you don't know, smiling, not hello. Everywhere there's an air of Christmas joy. It's that one time of year when the world stands here, and you'd like to find a way to show the things that words can't say. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? The man on the street and a couple of stairs all need to know there's someone who